Hi, I'm MJ from Linus Publications, and we're going to do Trump's Daily. And this is for 10 for 2025, so October 4th, and that is a Saturday. Just to also bring up a note, not yesterday, but the day before, I had noted that there was going to be a legal thing come out on one of the days, and it turns out that the judge that is handling the Portland case actually had to recuse himself. He's married to a Democrat, and supposedly the Justice Department was making a lot of comments about how he should not be handling the case. Of course, they didn't bring up Thomas and his wife, but that's beside the point. So let's move on to Trump. As I noted, nothing's going to happen. Trump is getting very angry. I doubt anything's going to happen this weekend. And at least partway into Monday, it's still going to be the same thing. He's going to be angry. He's going to be lashing out. So let's take a look at the angles that he's got. I'm going to look at the moon angles first. We've got a few of those, and then we've got two of the light planets, a Venus and a Mercury angle. And you'll get a little bit better understanding of where he's coming from here. So the first one I want to talk about is we've got moon squaring the black moon. I've talked about the black moon, and that's Lilith before. And that is sort of a part of everyone that is sort of just raw, very emotional. Some cases it can be evil. You'd have to get into the myth behind Lilith to know why she's evil. And that's another story for another time. But in effect, that's square with the moon squaring that in his chart, and that happens twice a month, happens to everyone twice a month, means that he's pretty raw emotionally. He's got a lot of inner turmoil about what's going on. And I described it once before as you're in a path and you're going along and there's mirrors on a side and you feel someone touch you. And when you turn, it's Lilith. And you can see that she's like evil, raw emotion. And what I told you later is that it's a wall of mirrors. When you turn, you're actually looking at yourself. So in effect, it's that raw emotion that we usually hide inside ourselves. Because it really is, it will be too much to sort of let it go. So we learn to control it, which is good or which is bad, whichever way you want to take a look at it. But with Trump having this pop up in his chart, it means that he's really being triggered. And he's getting a lot of that emotion is coming out in other ways. And that's why you're seeing all the tweets, the ultimatums to Hamas, the other tweet, all these other tweets. They're just him not being able to control himself. So it's very primal instincts here. Now, and that's happening about 8 o'clock tomorrow. And that's the major time it's happening. Again, it's going on for a few hours plus or minus. So he's not going to be waking up in a good mood. Depends. He may be waking up earlier. So we've got Moon in conjunct Neptune. And this is Moon, and we've got that fuzziness of Neptune. So we've got visions, and this is an inconjunct. We can't get there from here. So we can't rationalize how the place we want to get to, because in effect, it's probably imaginary. We probably can't get there. So illusions, in effect, he's going to drift in and out of this. So he may come back, and I don't want to say he's going to change anything, but he's probably complaining why it's not happening. So he's not able to listen also to the music or the noise that's around him about this. Now, he does have moon trining Mercury at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And again, plus or minus a few hours here. That's a good one. So that means he's actually able to think carefully. He's going to be in a mood to listen to things, and he's going to feel that his words are right. The problem is that a few hours after that, we've got Moon in conjunct Pluto. That's going to be happening around 6 o'clock. So this is a difficult one because Moon, again, emotions, Pluto is control, and can't get there from here. or at least you can't without adjusting. So that means he doesn't feel he's in control. That means he's got some buried fears here. There are power dynamics that are coming up. He feels maybe he's being manipulated while he's trying to manipulate people. And he's going to be triggered pretty much during the evening hours. So not a great time to be around him or trying to talk anything about any type of deal. Now, later in the evening, we start to move towards a moon in conjunct the wounded warrior. And this is really close to about midnight. And in this case, the wounded warrior is that the wounds inside of us. So we feel very exposed emotionally. We feel vulnerable. So in this case, since this is in conjunct, it's like you can't get there. So it's not like he can understand that he's feeling this way and why he's feeling that way. So he's just rejecting anything that comes with the fact that, things are not going his way. He feels like he's exposed, and he sort of is. Now, the two major ones I mentioned, one is Mercury square Venus. Mercury is communications, square is tense, it's stress. You can get there, but in effect, it's difficult. It's not a smooth line. It's something you have to keep on trying and, takes effort, takes patience, takes work. And it's squaring Venus. What's Venus? Venus, in effect, think of it as being his community. It would be his voters. Also people like MAGA. So in this case, what's happening is he's not saying things very well. He's not saying things correctly. And people, I think, are starting to pick up on that. So he's being misinterpreted. His delivery is being vague. They're picking up on, they keep on pushing out these lies that are really easy to sort of identify, especially when people are now getting the bills for their medical insurance for next year. They're going to see how high it's going to be. Everyone's getting bills that are showing their insurance is going up a lot. So his delivery is vague. He's not concentrating on things, and he's calculated, which means that he's not trying to find a solution. He's trying to find a way to win, which, granted, you would assume Trump would want to do. And that's, some of these symptoms of these poor jokes he's giving. Vance said, "Oh, it's a joke. Can't you take it?" He's not just a comedian. I mean, these are not jokes. Anyone that thinks they're jokes, they're not. Statements that he's making are going to alienate people, especially, people that may not have voted for him, but people that are voters. No deals at this time because the talks are pretty much hollow. So this is saying there's not going to be any meeting right now of the minds. And again, this one usually definitely is in for one day, usually plus or minus a day, it could be 2 days. So you're looking at this has already been in effect, and it's going to be in effect over the weekend. Next one we have is Venus square Uranus. So now we have alliance shift. That's, in effect, think of it, your community against what? Changeability. They're not buying. Voters are not buying all this stuff he's sending out there. They're not buying all the GOP, House and Senate members standing up there saying, the Democrats want, insurance for illegals. They're not buying it. And that's an issue because Trump is going to be losing voters. So he has to stop this at some point because it's just going to get worse and worse. Now, the problem is he may start acting out in ways that even allies don't think that he would do. So it's even going to surprise them. His alliances might shift unexpectedly. And lastly, he might be impulsive, provocative, and all this is on purpose. He might also align himself more with fringe groups. So that can be a little bit of an issue. So where does it go from here? Not likely having a deal tomorrow or on Sunday. or as I noted, maybe even halfway into Monday. Next week, when I took a quick look at it, I was thinking more possibly something might happen near the end of the week, but don't expect anything soon. And of course, Trump is going to keep on during this time, keep on trying to push people's buttons. Remember, that's what he's doing. He's trying to push your buttons so you will call and tell people, whoever, to settle, to give in. Don't let him push your buttons. Okay? Have a good evening. Bye now.